Hey guys, how you doing?
Pretty
We're
good.
doing great. Good morning.
Good morning.
I keep.
How's the snow up there already?
It's funny you mentioned we had a little snow over the weekend, a light
Are
dusting.
you kidding?
Well, some of the higher elevations had it. Would make it kind of tough for the walking. You know what I'm saying, Jimmy?
Yeah, unbelievable. I'm telling you, last time I was there, I stepped out of the car and I stepped in snow up to my knees. I've never seen that in my life. Ever.
You were talking about some, in your book, you're talking about some tough winters even in Arkansas.
Well, there was some ice, snow, but it wasn't up to my knees. It was but walking in it for 1,700 miles, from Nashville to Phoenix. It was pretty tough to, try to get through the icy back roads in Arkansas. Pretty tough.
Yeah, but that's what we want to talk to you about, your walk and your new book that's out, Walk to Beautiful. It's I don't want to say it's a hard read because I read your book in 2 days because I had to get through it. But there's some stuff in there that I never ever knowing your story would have thought that you went through.
Yeah, my story, it's every kid in the system story. I've just been able to have a platform and the opportunity to share it in a book. But I'm speaking for all the kids in the foster care system. This is our story. And my story pales in the light of the majority of these kids, especially, you think about these females growing up in the system. But this book, Walk to Beautiful, has just simply raised the bar in my entire career. It's just an amazing book. You'd expect me to hype it, but it's just an amazing book. I wrote it with Ken Abraham. He's a 14-time New York Times bestselling author, and I would almost promise you if you didn't like the book, I'd buy it back from you. But I don't want to make that promise.
Hey, Jimmy, Walk to Beautiful reads like fiction, but it's real. It's your life, and it's heartbreaking, and it's really unfair for a kid to endure what you went through. You were bringing the plight of homeless kids to the forefront here. What needs to be done? What's your dream?
Well, we expect the government to take care of us. That's not their responsibility. It's our responsibility. It's the people. It's the grassroots campaign. It's people like B and Russell who simply just get involved in a kid's life. Not necessarily taking them into their home, just being aware that there's kids in this country. There's 30,000 children every single year in America who age out of foster care, become homeless. 50% of the females end up pregnant within the first year. 1 out of 4 end up in jail or prison within 2 years. It's an epidemic, and we're taking care of these kids. Even 60% of the convicts in prison now were recipients of the system when they were kids. So we need to, to try to do our best to just acknowledge these kids, know that they need our help, need some assistance. Just help them, just help them. Best way is just being aware, knowing that this epidemic even exists, and that's what I'm trying to do is just raise some awareness.
I think one of the things that really touched me in your book was the response to your book. And when people heard about what you were doing, heard about the walk, they reached out to become a mentor, a big brother, a big sister, or they went and they ended up, adopting someone. And it's the fact that, the walk that you did raise that awareness, and the book that you put out is changing people's life in that way.
Amen. Your dad bought me a pair of shoes and had them mailed out into the desert.
Oh, I remember that. He loves those shoes, and he's like, I got to send Jimmy a pair.
He sure did, and the governor of Tennessee passed a bill that extended foster care to age 21 in the state of Tennessee, but as a result of that walk. So people are listening. They just need to be aware first, and they need to know that there's an epidemic. These kids need help.
Talking to Jimmy Wayne, where can we get the new book?
Anywhere they sell books, and if you walk into a bookstore like Barnes & Noble, whatever, if they don't have that book, go to the manager and say, I need that book. It's supposed to be there, so just say, hey, I need that book, and they'll order it for you if it's not there already. It should be there.
Well, Jimmy, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. And again, reading your book, I can personally say it's not a hard book to get through, but it's definitely worth hearing the stories that maybe a lot of people wouldn't want to hear to get inspired and to get that awareness.
Wow, yeah, it's a great way to put it. So I appreciate your time and appreciate you guys having me on the air. And I look forward to coming back to Buffalo and doing some concerts, man. I miss that place.
Yeah. Hey, we'd love to have you. And you wrote some songs through the walk or inspired by the walk. Are we going to be able to hear that soon?
I hope so. I'm looking for a a team to get this music out. If you know what I mean.
Well, we look forward to it.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jimmy.
I appreciate you guys. Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right,
Bye-bye.
have a good one.
All right.